Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make a to-do list application using Next.js, Tailwind CSS and TypeScript. So first we are going to make a folder. We'll name it to do, create, add, and then we'll move to the to do, cd to do, and then we'll give it a command npx create next app @latest, and we are going to use TypeScript, Tailwind and ESLint. So we are going to use a source directory, an app router, no turbo pack for now, and no import alias. So let it load files. So we have a favicon, a simple favicon it is. We have our globals. We'll remove all this. We have our layout. We'll not make any changes here. We'll make all the changes in page.tsx. So it is completed loading, like building, and we have our package.json. Everything is looking good. So let's remove all this. So let's build our application. We'll firstly import React and use state from React. Okay. So let's like we are using TypeScript, so we'll have to make an interface. So interface to do with like it will have an ID, a text, and completed. So ID of string, text which will be string, and completed which will be boolean. So our interface is complete. Let's give it an export function. Our home function. It will have two use states. So first will be const to do's and set to do's for having our to do list. It will be of type to do, and an empty array, and then const input and set input for input strings. It will be of type string. Because we are using TypeScript, we have to define all the types in use state. An empty string for now. And now let's make a function of generating ID. So const generate ID equals return a math function math.random dot toString convert it into string of 36. Dot, we will have to substring it. to 9. So we are getting ID from here. Okay. Let's make a add to do function also. Const add to do equals a flat arrow function if input dot, let's trim it. You have to trim it for empty spaces. Const new to do we have a ID will be generate ID, a text which will be input dot trim and completed as false, because initially we don't want to it completed, we want it to be uncompleted, and as it is completed we will get a strike through to it. We'll initialize set to do's and set input. Set to do's will be we have to deconstruct it, so to do's comma new to do, and set input it will be empty. Now for another function which will I'll name it toggle to do. It have a parameter of ID which is string, and here it will be set to do's dot map to do dot ID. If it is equals to ID, then we'll again deconstruct it. Completed to, we'll reverse it, so completed is not to do dot completed, otherwise it is to do. Okay. So it is done, let's indent it. Now we have to make another function also which will be const delete to do. ID string set to do's we'll have to delete it. So to-dos dot filter to do dot id will be not equals to id. So delete it. And now let's make the UI. Return a div first. So the first div will be of like min h screen. A background will be gray 100. Padding y 10 and padding x will be 4. Okay, so let's see how it is going so far. So npm run dev. Oh, okay. We'll have to, since we are using useState, so we'll have to make it a client component. So we'll use client directive here. Okay. Perfect. It is looking so good so far. Now we'll give another div to it. Max width medium. Margin X will be auto. Background will be white. Shadow large and rounded large and overflow hidden. Okay. Now another div. This will be for centering it. So px would be 4 and py would be let's say 6. Give it an h1. H1 will say to do list. The class name will be text. It will be large, so like a 3XL. Font bold. Text of center. Margin bottom 6. Text. Gray 800. Yeah. H1 is done. So now a div of input field. So div of class name flex and margin of bottom 4. Input field here. Type will be text. Let's arrange it because we'll have multiple parameters. Type text, value of input, will make it a function. So set input value. Okay, so it will make our input, and on key down it should add it. So on key down of enter, so e dot key triple equals enter. Add to do. Okay, and also we'll have a placeholder. Add to do. Okay, let's see it. Okay, it is looking good till now. Give it a class name. Flex grow px4 y of 2 border rounded large LG. We'll have to give a focus also because it is an enter button, not enter button but input button. Outline will be none. Focus ring 2 and focus ring blue of 500. Okay, so the input field is done. Now let's make the button. On click, add to do, and class name of background will be blue 500, text white, px4 py2 bounded large, and we also have a hover background blue 600 and transition colors. Okay, so far so good. The button will say add. Okay, perfect. Nice, it is working. Now let's make the to-do list component the list. So it will be a list, so ul class name will be divide y, and it will be color gray 200. to-dos dot map. List items li, and it will be having keys. So key will be the ID, the unique ID. So to do dot ID, and class name will be flex item center, justify between. And padding 3 and 2, and give it a hover. Background gray, light background, gray 50. Okay. And inside the li, we'll have to give a div of class name, flex, and item center. And in input of type checkbox, because we'll need to check it if we are done completing the task. So the type will be checked, checkbox, and checked will be if it is completed or not. So to do dot completed. Okay. And on change will be a function which will trigger toggle to do of id to do. Okay, and a class name at last. Margin right of 3, form checkbox, text blue 500. Okay, it is done. Let's add a span. It will have our like the text. So let's give it a class name. So the class name will be in JSX because we need to check if it is completed or not. So dollar in a curly bracket to do dot completed. Let's check if it is completed. Then we'll have a line through. Text gray 400, and if it is not completed, then text gray 800. Let's fix it. display to do dot text, the text it is having. So let's check it if it is working or not. Yeah, it is working. Yeah, the check through is also working. So our JSX is working fine. The custom JSX which we are giving over here. Okay. And by the way, if you are having any trouble in this video, please feel free to comment on this video. So I am available 24/7, like replying to your comments. So yeah, feel free to reach me out. Let's add a button which will be having an on click of delete. So delete to do of id, to do id. Okay, and a class name, of course. Class name will be text red, say 500, and a hover of text red 700. Okay, let's check it. And give it, and let's give it a X. Let's check it. Yeah, the hover is working. So it won't go here, it will go here. Yeah, so now it is working. Yeah, it is working totally fine. So we are almost completed. Now let's give it a heading. So at the end of the unordered list, let's give it a heading. If to-dos dot length is 0, if there are no to-dos, then render a component text center text gray 500 and margin of top 4, and give it a text no to do's yet, add some to do's. Okay, let's see. Yeah, and if we give something, it should hide. Yeah, it is getting hidden. We can check it, we can delete it. So deletion, updation, not updation, but yeah, the check, this is getting updated, this will make it delete, and this is adding it. So our CRUD operation is working fine. Okay, let's make it to first, second. Yeah, it is working fine. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, please feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment if you found anything interesting, or if you found anything hard to grasp. Please comment it, I'll answer it surely. And thanks for watching.